Okay, hello everybody, welcome to the stream. As you see, we're still waiting on some players to show up, but I'm still happy to be here, so. I got Echo Japan and 4 Horsemen, and oh say can you see, it's OCE! I know I probably just made a few enemies doing that, but unusual to see OCE match here at this time of night for me, for NA. This is quite a bit early. Not complaining though. But this may be the first time since last season, I think I streamed an OCE game at 9 p.m. my time. Go figure. But in any case, yeah, happy to do it. We have Echo Japan here coming in the Silver Division, currently in position 12 and a 15 and 18 record. Meanwhile, for the 4 Horsemen, that is, in the Gold Division, number 5. And looking to finish out this season strong, going of course into the post-regular season, the finals and so on in the pretty near future. Next week, our last week of that regular season. So it is getting down to it, and all the wins here that either team can manage are gonna just push them further and further, with positive momentum and positive rhythm into those post-season, the finals, and so on. So. On that note, for the 4 Horsemen here, they're on a 3-game win streak. They had recent wins against Entropy, Cybernetics, and Talos. So, feeling good as of late. They want to continue that. Meanwhile, for Echo Japan, wherever they may be, some Echo overtime soon, maybe. But for Echo Japan, they had been on a pretty good streak last few weeks, but as of late, on a 3-game skid, lost against Silent Stunners, Hydra, and Shots and Giggles. Now that last match against Silent Stunners, very close one overall, 27-24 overall score differential, so you can tell it was a hard-fought match. But before that, for Echo Japan, they were on quite the nice streak, must say. They had 6 wins in a row, coming against the Fua friends. Don't know what a Fua is, but they won against them. As well as Tofu on Fire, Request, 6 Ronin, Pineapples, and Tofu on Fire again. So really, Echo Japan up until the last week and a half, Echo Japan was on fire. So maybe they can reignite those flames here as we get started in the near-ish future. Of course, over on Channel 1, we've got match going on as well in North America, so that's happening and being casted by Newton Dad, the JG, and Luke. So it's been a busy night. I was on Channel 3 earlier casting Synapse versus the 4 Kings. That was a pretty fun match. Ended in 2 rounds, but both rounds were right down to the last minute or so until 4 Kings can pull away. We had, Joker versus an Anomaly, which I didn't catch it because I was casting at the time, but I was informed by chat that that one was actually pretty good, pretty close. Again, towards the end of the season, Joker's been playing near flawless, but much like Team Gravity, again, over there in EU. But when you have that flawless record towards the end of the season, it gets oh so precarious, and these teams know. We saw that last season, in fact, because it was Team Joker, also last season undefeated until about the second to last week. Dropped a match versus Spaghetti. I believe it was. Yeah. And then for EU, it was Team Gravity undefeated up until the very last day of regular season. And it was, against Phantoms and Venues, in fact. It was a 3-point barrage of a game. 70-something points total scored between the teams, as I recall. But that one, Team Gravity lost their first at the end of the season. And then, of course, last season, the Leviathan players, were championship team eventually. But they were undefeated for the entire Season 2 up until the last week. In fact, the last match was delayed. And it was actually played technically in the off week. It was, but regardless. Last season, we saw all those undefeated teams fall like dominoes. So it's always kind of an intriguing thing and to the end of the season on who's going to keep that momentum, which records are going to stay, which records are going to go, and what champions are going to be made very, very soon thereafter. And with that, Cosmo saying, Palidore mic, oh yeah, broken? No, shouldn't be. If it is, that'd be highly unexpected, unusual, but I should be good right now. It was just a one-off thing. I mean, last time my mic was a little bit iffy because, again, it was an unplanned cast. And I got on, like, immediately and didn't have any time to, like, turn it, tune the settings and make sure everything was working right. Actually, exactly the same case for here, so maybe we'll get some tech issues yet, who knows. But I think we're solid. The kind of same thing for this one. This was initially scheduled at some other point tonight, apparently, and then there were some reschedulings and then conflicts of schedules, so I kind of hopped on with about 2 minutes to go before this match start time. Turns out I had plenty more time to spare. We're getting towards the end of that 15-minute countdown, so I don't know. I'm Echo overtime, but we're getting towards that round 1 forfeit in 2 minutes from now, so unfortunately, I might not even be necessary here. And Cosmo saying different mic. Yeah, it was the one I used last couple seasons. My other mic is still here and functional. The thing is, I'm pretty sure it's a driver issue because it works on my old PC. But something with my brand new one that I've got. And I was just too lazy to kind of figure out and reinstall things, so I just switched for now back to my old mic, which is still just as good. But yeah, so I don't think it's a mic that's broken, but just something with the drivers or the cable. But I don't know, unlikely because yeah, it works on my old PC just fine. Anyway. Fallen saying standing by. Well, I'm standing, but as far as I'm understanding, we've got like 20 seconds until technically this, if it was pushed, this would be a potential forfeit situation. Of course, needing to be here within that 15-minute timer. And I know it's OCE. I'm used to the kind of, what do you call it? Casually late, kind of thing. We've had many Echo overtime streams where I just ramble for 15 to 30 minutes, but just saying, gotta be punctual. Get each other added before the matches, server set up before the matches, because of things like this, right? Because if it does get to that 15-minute mark, well, then it gets sticky, or it gets tricky. And we don't like to rock around. No. You gotta run, like DMC. Tricky. And of course, I am your MC, Palidore. Guess what I got? Dr. Pepper. Fancy that. Tasty. We do at least have a... well, we had a player, now we have all four, so... hey, I'm good to go. Hopefully they're good to go, and I think match should hopefully be starting up soon. So again, for those joining here, between these two teams, it is, again, the win streak, short win streak from the side of the Horsemen. 3 matches in a row. Echo, the inverse, 3 losses in a row, but following a 6-game win streak. So I'm not quite sure what to expect out of Echo Japan here tonight, because they've had their ups and downs. But you got to figure with that all these games played and all the experience that they have garnered this season, and that win streak just a couple weeks ago, they're gonna have some upsides here. Hopefully in the last week of matches. So actually, I'm kind of forgetting because I'm not used to it. And watch, they're probably going to ready up right as I do this, but can also, pull up the standings. I'm kind of forgetting that I had that button now, only just added it in. But, with that, there you go. You can see OCE here as a region, how much it's grown since last season. I mean, only about, what, a third of this board might have been filled up. Maybe half last season. But yeah, now we've got ourselves a lot of teams fostered in the region, and we've got ourselves a match about to start. So welcome one, welcome all, and it's round one. Here we go. Let's ball. It's Frost with a disc here. First, the bouncer will be taken by June. And June over to the midfield to the break. Nor with the teammate overhead. Trying to link up there with Kaz and into the midfield. Maybe a slightly rush clear will get to Kaz. Kaz to the disc and 3 players on the floor for Echo Japan. And then 1 in the back lane resetting to Luke. Luke from up high at the double diamond, rolling it up. Now Frost, a leap of faith and takes the disc back. What a furious stun that was, and maybe even a shot turning into a rebound here. Great White wasting no time with a rebound, but now with that, the miss does allow Echo Japan to get back into the goal. And get back on defense. So gathering it here, it's Fallen to the ramp. And over to Boo. So Boo now to Frost. They have a bounce pass, but good defense again. Kaz here. Just eyeing down Great White and recognizing where the next likely pass was. So good coverage defensively, however, unable to really get the disc out of there. So that could be a killer, as they'll have to defend yet again. You can see Kaz really brawling heavily down there, but all the meanwhile, the passing opportunity just missed and floating on by. Not 1, but 2 players there, 3 even, in fact, and Boo, Kaz, another stun, and I like the patience there as well. Didn't rush a stun, waited until the player there had to decide whether to grab the disc or shield, and then just leapt on it. Great White passing up on a shot there, and we'll be back into the trap. So this first minute or 2 of play, kind of all over the place. These teams trying to calm it down and find their stride. That said, they're going to find a wide open goal. But nobody home, no goal home. A Frost and Nor the double KO. Great White, oh what a shot, fading backwards. Only 6 meters, but deceptive on the accuracy. And difficult on that degree. Makes sense, right? Difficult on that degree of difficulty. It's a phrase. I have my unique one sometimes, but with that, finally on the scoreboard here for one of these teams, and it was in fact the Horsemen. As 2 minutes in, we get a timeout initiated, it would seem. So teams are going to kind of figure out that situation, and meanwhile, here I am. So sometimes, you know, it just takes a little, as the Kit says in the chat there, you know, breaking of the ice. And warming up. And once you get that first goal to go, sometimes that's all you need. It kind of revs up those engines, and then you can kind of release the tension, you know, release your shoulders, breathe, stretch it out, and say, okay, all right, there we go. We got what we wanted. Wasn't so hard after all. And now we're going to come out the gates the next joust a little bit more calm, a little bit more collected. Certainly more cool as we get back into it. So here we go. Brief timeout, whatever it may or may not have been for. It seems it's been solved. So into the next joust, and the first joust for that matter on offense for Echo Japan. Luke with the disc. Luke over to the corner. Kaz right back. Trying some evasive maneuvers and does get the disc through at least, but the stack just blazing by and blitzing them. So maybe a lost disc turnover here. Got to be careful. Some brawls more there from June and Co. Fallen is there to contest, but taking the disc back is June. June over to Kaz. And Kaz back to Nor. So nice cycling in the back line here. They're trying not to rush the clears, right? They recognize some of the clears they had to rush earlier on, you know, unsuccessful. They gave multiple attempts as just collapsing is the defense there on Kaz. Again, they are right on top of those stacks there for the Horsemen. Not afraid and not bashful at all of, well, bashing with the brawls. But Fallen now. From that sky, Fallen over to that corner. Will take a rough bounce over to Frost. Frost, though, picking it up off the floor. Some defense now getting back into the goal. There's June in there, but all alone. Gotta be careful. There's Boo turning and trying to convert on a shot. Another fade away. Will not be a hit that time, however. So recovery here going to Fallen. Fallen being stunned, but not before a well-placed pass to Frost, who meets it along that top ramp. So ramping up the aggression now, ramping up the speed. Fallen from the top with some dancing, with some turning, with some spinning, and with some winning. It's Fallen for the 4. Horsemen with 4. All right, so second joust. I mean, 4 minutes in, rather low-scoring game thus far. You know, we've seen some certainly patience here being played, and even on those shots that, you know, missed and things like that, the rebounds, right? The multiple opportunities. We see it here, a turnover cause. They're not going to need another opportunity. They take advantage of the first. 6 points. This time, Frost doing the job. Kit cheering on the team. Newer here to the roster, but of course that applies to so many, not just in OCE, but really all the regions. I was mentioning that earlier when I was casting the Synapse and 4 Kings game, right? But especially with that roster lock this last week, you know, just a few days back, Monday or Tuesday, I suppose, for OCE. But with the roster lock, now things are going to stay the same for the rest of the way. But definitely a lot of late moves being made across all the regions in terms of new teams or shifted rosters. Always something to pay attention to. But pay attention to this because maybe the first opportunity to score, a gentle pass, not gentle enough, was below the hip of June. Retaining there was Luke just for a moment, but Frost now wasting no time, and in the moment, in the zone, it's Frost, the Frozone. And breaking open that Frozone layer. 9 points. What a hit from 43 and 18 meters a second. So it was not only accurate, but it was strong on that throw. Got the speed, got the dead eye. So huge hit to really start piling on the points and building that rhythm. It was a slow start, the first, you know, couple minutes of play, only that 1 goal. But hey, 4 minutes later, we're almost up to double digits for the Horsemen. They're starting to pick it up. And literally at that, there's Frost picking up the disc. That might even be in off that corner. No, just missing the bounce. But Fallen a short boost, lone boost that is, into the midline. Great White taking it back. So Great White looking from bottom to top. They have teammates now. This is a point with 3:45. I mean, they have a pretty hefty lead. Let's see what they decide to do with it. If they're going to still be this aggressive like they have been, or if they're going to kind of drag it out, play it a little more patiently, stall the clock, basically open up no windows of opportunity for a comeback. Now see, that time, mentioned earlier, they're for Echo Japan playing it kind of carefully, trying to look for their clear only when they needed to. That time, maybe a little bit rushed. They didn't have the stack prepared, so they couldn't get there in time. Left plenty of opportunity for Horsemen to get there, but maybe holding on to it for a little bit too long. Fallen being stunned. Doesn't matter because Great White is in the back for the recovery. Great White eyeing down the pass, spinning, and then off the backboard. Not able to hit. But rebounded. And tap back, there's Nor with the disc. So Nor finding clear now. They just need to get that boost, get the stacks. There it is. They can get there in time. They still might have some opportunities. Fallen will have a couple seconds to work through a pass or a clear, and does just that. But still yet, though, in the bubble, there's another lone boosted player coming in. Great White, unable to wrangle the disc. Nor able to slap it away again, so Nor playing some outer bubble defense, or right there on the borderline of it, able to get a few of these clear ways, but Fallen will ultimately get it back. Just a push pass over to Frost. Frost pushing on into the goal and into the bottom pocket at that. They've got double digits now in their handbags. Do they have handbags? I don't know, but they've got double digits. That much I know. Alrighty, so Luke now over to the rollouts. That's going to bounce one way, bounce the other, back to Luke, another slap. And you're seeing not a lot of time to work with here, based on some of the stackage we're seeing from the Horsemen. Been rough. Certainly. Now they're playing, after those first few minutes, they're now calm, they're cool, they're collected, and they're just doing everything that they needed to do. That's a great stun, though, from Luke to deny at least the opportunity on the goal. But Boo retaining once more. That's going to bounce a few different ways. And with a minute and a half left, Time is definitely not on the side. Seeing if they can defend here. Great White. Oh, there's Nor, the shark. And that is clear. There it goes again. I mean, you're seeing from Nor able to get a lot of these grabs and these clears throughout this match. It hasn't resulted in points yet. That may be about to change. There it is, and it's also Nor doing the dirty work. So you can't ignore Nor. No, you can't. Or I guess if I'm... Never mind. I was going to do an Aussie accent, but I feel like I would offend someone out there. But I'm kind of realizing Nor and, you know, it's no, basically, yeah? Kind of. Anyway. With that, though, also, I probably offended... Did I say Aussie or Aussie? I'm just going to offend all the Australians here tonight. Anyway, Great White with a drive. And look at that perfect pass. Just eyeing down Fallen. And they are up 13-2 to close down this round. Now, there is a little time left, but not likely to be a goal. We'll see. We'll see. There's a few seconds left, but they're going to have to be very quick about it. Very, very quick about it. So 5 seconds off this rollout. A stun coming in. Just missing. And, well, hey, maybe a goal for them. No. But round one is over. So, hey, with that, it's the Horsemen getting that 13-2 win. As we head here to the stat screen in just a hot second. Courtesy, of course, of Ignite VR and their app Spark, which I, once more, highly recommend everybody download. Doesn't matter if you're a caster or otherwise. Handy tool to use. Keeps track of stats. It lets you host matches without invites. So, you know, when we were talking about inviting teams earlier on and getting people in on time, if everyone was using Spark, you don't even need to have friend invites. You don't even need to send out party invites. You can just use Spark to actually host these matches and either host it directly on the Spark app, like it's a little match browser, or you can send these join links that also work. If you just click a link in Discord, and it'll throw you right into that match. So this is why we emphasize Spark so much. It's a tool that, in my opinion, everyone in competitive play, they should definitely have. Because it is so handy, it saves so much time. Especially with so many players and so many new players continually filling up the league. I mean, when those friends lists get past a certain point, I can verify, it stops working, or at least it slows down quite a bit. And that's when Ignite and Spark is an actual lifesaver. Literally. Yes, I mean literally. Maybe not. But figuratively, yes. So with that, we do actually have a timeout initiated, it seems. Of course, between rounds, so it doesn't count as a tech timeout, just a round break, per se. But yeah, checking out the stats, the 4 Horsemen, 3 out of the 4 players able to get on the scoreboard. Between Fallen with the 4 points and 2 assists, you have Frost with 7 points, 1 assist, 17 stuns as well. Great White with a pair of points and 1 assist, and Boo with the 11 stuns. On the side of Echo Japan, it was Jun Suzaku with the 7 stuns. Had Kaz Japan there with 1 save and 17 stuns, so tying the game high in the stuns. Over there for Nor, 2 points and 1 save and 9 stuns. It's a little offense, little defense. And then Luke putting together a save and 4 stuns as well. See, Arctic Deer, or sorry, not, it's Arctic, not Arctic. Arctic Deer. How are you doing, my dear? And Kit saying, aren't playing with your proper roster. Yeah, Kit over on the roster now. I know the full roster here for 4 Horsemen, jam-packed at 6. Of course, Pam Bam Damn, one of the better names I think this league has to offer. In terms of just pure rhymeability. It doesn't get better than Pam Bam Dam. And of course, Kit Kat, not rhyming, but has the alliteration, or I guess assonance is the word, right? Alliteration, I think, is vowels. Assonance is consonant. Yeah. I'm probably mixing things up. I don't know. It's been a while since I've had English class. Yeah. So, with that though, you know, these rosters filling up and locking in, as mentioned, the final week of regular season action ahead. This is week 14. Week 15 will be the last one. Then going into Challenger Cups for NA and EU and finals for OCE. And that's all concluding on the weekend of May 15th and 16th. So, hey, we're not far away. No, sir. Into the second round, though, we go. Let's do it. And yeah, thank you anyone and everyone for joining, wherever you are, whoever you are, whenever you are, live or in the videos, the VODs. Either way, always proud to present these matches for you here in VRML across channel 1, 2, and 3. And even tomorrow on the main channel for venues. And look at that view. It's Frost putting them in the rear view. It's 2 points here at the late night. Call it a curfew. All right. So quick sip and back into the round. Now launching out is Kaz. Now walking it up and actually backing it out. So we've seen this before. I do like the mentality here of trying to play it calculated, right? Not getting too caught up in the clear and boost, especially against this team here with the 4 Horsemen, because you're seeing on a lot of these opportunities, 4 Horsemen have more often than not been able to stack into either lane faster, right? So I do really like the fact for Echo Japan that when they have gotten control of the disc, when they do have these rollouts, they are trying to strategize. They are trying to find passes and not focusing on, you know, the clear and boost if they're not able to, you know, get there faster. I mean, that's just smart strategy. But that said, you know, the strategy here for 4 Horsemen has just been, again, guns blazing, battling out for those rebounds and persisting more often than not. Even if it takes a couple attempts, I mean, they are definitely looking precise on a lot of these passes. There it is again. I mean, great pass and the great finish. You know, Frost the Fallen. Arctic saying, D-Foot, aka Dr. Foot's a front row fan. Oh, nice. I think Kit is as well, right? Got a few of those front row fans in there. You know, of course, always happy to have people supporting. It's never required, you know, to donate bits and subs and all that stuff. But when people do it, it does, you know, it does make the team feel good to have that kind of support, extra support. So anyone who does, too kind, too kind. But just being here in itself and chatting, that's honestly means more than anything. So glad to have you guys. And doing what we do here as, well, Frost, they're doing what they do, which is to say score. They will miss that one, but a rebound here, a spin around that pole, and they're going to get that goal. Frost, once again, putting it home. They're up by 6. Pretty good start to round 2. A little bit faster pace as well, because it did take them about 2 minutes or so in the first round to score their first points. But ever since then, they've really found their stride, and they've been able to execute here in the bubble. So here it is again, rolling out now, catching it up is going to be, well, Kaz. Great White, though, with the stun. Now over here, a 1-on-1, maybe a 2-on-1. In fact, there's Frost, and the defense joining, but just not quite in time. Frost again, from Fallen again. That's a duo that's been strong-arming Echo Japan. Definitely a spinny boy. Says Kit in the chat, yeah. A lot of spinning and familiar sight to see. As I said, there's a lot of players in this region in particular compared even to, oh, hold on, Nor. Compared to a lot of regions we see, OCE is always a peculiar one. And I say that in a very loving way. It's just, it's such a distinct mishmash of play styles, that you can always expect something unique from them, like their own unique flavor, which is pretty awesome. And same applied for the longest time to NA and EU, the difference between those regions. But here you get a good mixture, and you get people not afraid to just let loose, have fun, throw in yeah, some clears and boosts, but also yeah, the passing plays. And they'll often break your ankles. They'll put on a bit of steez here and there. It's a thing. Fallen, I mean, you talk about it, look at that. Just not the most conventional of moves, putting on the brakes and then kind of rising. That's what I mean. It's every single region that we've had in Echo across the last 3 or 4 years, they all have a very unique and distinct way of how they developed across the years. And I think eventually they all they start to converge as the goal there, not made. Fallen was, I talked about the steez, but sometimes when you steez, well, you cough it up instead. So not gonna work on the behind the back fling, but they are gonna make it work on the stacks. Meeting them in time, Kaz. Oh, that's a big shot. Kaz Japan all the way from it. It's gonna hit, and they're within 3. That was an incredible shot and a fantastic boost. And really punishing on what could have been a 2-point play for the 4 Horsemen there on those great passes and, you know, a close-up goal. Well, like I said, it went for a little spin. I know we saw that in the chat talking about the spin moves. Maybe put themselves for the spin cycle there, so that really opened up the window. So I think here for the Horsemen, they have to be careful because otherwise they're going to really start giving some momentum to Echo Japan, causing another turnover just briefly. Now, we see this as well a lot. You know, teams, sometimes if they get too loose in any region, doesn't matter which. You know, if you don't play that full 20 minutes with that full concentration, I mean, teams are so good these days that they will start biting back and they will all of a sudden turn what looks like maybe a blowout round into a close game. So I think for right here, if they can calm it down, look for another fundamental series of passing plays for the Horsemen like they have been for a lot of these, they'll still be fine. But instead, a ding there, so it continues to change drastically. The winds of this game are going against them. I mean, there's still a lot of time left, so this is some dangerous territory. And right now, you definitely got to feel that Echo Japan, they sense some blood in the water. Much like Great White, because that's what sharks do. Except it's their own blood, so they need to score here. If they do, they should be fine. They should be able to calm down. But they really need to score here. So let's see, Frost walking it in, another turnover though. So a lot of brawls and a lot of TOs coming. Let's see, and they're going. If they can stack up to that front line there, they're boosting away. They've got some opportunities. A big grab there. That's going to sail dangerously near the goal as it's rebounded by Fallen. Fallen now tapping it and trying to hit a midfielder. Great White. Great White stunning Kaz. There's Luke with a disc. Great White now on the approach. But a great grab as well. Phenomenal turnover caused here. Maybe even a self-rebound. The goal may be open for a 3. It has a little bit of time. Could it be online? Oh no, a ding so narrowly missing. And Luke taking it back for them. So stalemate now is what I would call this, because a lot of back and forth action, not a lot of goals. Could that change here? Losing the handles quite literally, unfortunately, on that grab. But a midfield there to secure it. Fallen. Oh, the fancy moves, the footwork, the handwork. And see if they can handle this on the defense. They're diving. And just barely, they're surviving. Fallen puts them up by 5 points after 2 minutes and 15 seconds without a score. It got intense there. It still is intense there. But I think the Horsemen now using that, they can hopefully once more take a deep breath in this brief reprieve. And be okay. We'll see. But definitely, Echo Japan has been showing some fight. They are not going down without one. Not at all. So with that, though, they will actually have a turnover go against them, not into the goal. Rebound there to Frost. Frost now from the barrier. Just walking it right on in, and unfortunately, a stun goalie, courtesy of Boo, I believe. Maybe. But the brawl there is actually what won them that goal, right? Really opened things up with no goalie. Stunned out of the play. Also, what's up to VRML 1 rating? I know we had matches going on there with Newton Dad and JG Luke. So welcome. You see, yeah, I took channel 2. Not a problem. Glad to have you guys joining. Whenever that was you joined, I'm probably a little bit late, but you know. Over there to Fallen though. Fallen some more spins. Another lost disc, however. 12-5. 1 minute left. Not out of the woods yet, but it's getting pretty close. Great White taking it back. And trying to find someone to pass it to, but see, kind of clumping up together, so they got to be a little bit careful here. Now taking it away from each other. There's Fallen, or Frost rather, again. Frost has been a high scorer, anchoring around and making it go for the goal. So 14-5. And after a lot of struggle there in the mid parts of this round, fighting again, that breath of life. Maybe even the jaws of life, because there was a lot of crashing across the floor for a while, but they're good now, I think. Now 30 seconds left. Echo Japan trying to at least score one more time. Make it ever the more close. They had a very valiant effort here to put up a good fight, but credit to the 4 Horsemen. You know, after that initial couple minutes of scorelessness and you know, sweaty action, they were still able to get back into it and just calm it down just enough to find a few more goals and deny a potential round 3. And with that, they will in fact push up their winning streak just a bit to 3. Or 4 rather, 4 in a row, make that. For the Horsemen. The 4 in a row Horsemen. Got all their ducks in a row. Alright, with that, the sweep in the books, and not sure if the stream caught that, even some rock, paper, scissors on the nest, for one reason or the other. Always a fan, though. Alright, so to the score screen here, one final time. And we'll take one last look at those stats, shall we? Alright, so it was, well, Frost. I mean, I mentioned the name partway through that round, right? Between Frost and Fallen, I mean, they were doing work. There were a lot of those assists to Frost from Fallen. It started off 3 or 4 in a row, in fact, this second round. It started off with just Frost and Fallen, you know, assisting each other essentially on those plays. But 17 strong points for Frost. Ice definitely in those veins. 2 assists, 28 stuns to go with the steal. Fallen putting in the 8 points, 4 assists, as well as 34 stuns. Boo with the assist in there, 22 stuns. Great White with the 2 points and 3 assists, as well as a steal and 24 stuns. On the side of Echo Japan there was June with a save and 14 stuns. He had Kaz with the 3 points and 38 stuns, a game high there, and 1 save as well. Nor putting in 4 points, 1 save, 1 steal, 23 stuns, and again, shout out to the defense we were seeing on the outer edges of the bubble, playing a lot of those approaches from the 4 Horsemen pretty well. And Luke as well with the 2 saves, getting in on the defense to lead the team there with on the save department, and 11 stuns as well. But as I said, they put up a very, very good fight. You know, round 1 kind of got away from them after the first few minutes of play, and round 2, it really was a case where that momentum shift was very, very real. And I thought for a minute we could be eyeing a round 3. Seemed like, you know, 4 Horsemen for a little bit couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, and it happens because that's sports, right? You go, you get hot, you get cold. But when that happens, the other team, that's when they can get hot. You know, that's when they can take advantage. So I do like to see that, even though there is a bit of a separation here. You know, a gold team and a silver team. You know, separated here. I mean, both clearly talented players, talented rosters, and especially for Echo Japan, as I mentioned earlier in the season, I'm continually impressed being rookie teams to VRML in comparison. They're getting far fast, so excited to see the future from them as well. And 4 Horsemen, they're looking forward to the finals coming up in the not-too-distant future. So with that, everybody, it's been fun. How's it going in there? Once more before I part ways here to Newton Dad, who joined in and I assume initiated the raid. They see JG in there as well, so, and Luke. So yeah, thank you guys for coming on in. And Kit Catastrophe as well as Arctic Deer. And we had Redmus in there a little earlier. Merry Redmus! So until next time, everybody, I've been Palidore. This has been VRML Channel 2 in Season 3 in the 14th week. And with that, happy, healthy, safe. That's what you need to do. And be good to each other. And we're going to see you again super soon. Have a good one.
And we're underway.
Mary Reedmiss? I think that's the one. Season 3 of VR Master League Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Asterion Products, Rebuff Reality, ProTube VR, VR Cover, Fixed Gaming, and VRware.net.